Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. And oh boy, does it feel good to be back. This has probably been the longest time without an episode from here. It's been around 3 months actually, I believe. Uh, for some good reasons and some bad reasons, but none of that matters right now. All that matters is that we play a little bit with these cubes and we do something cool. So, Spruce Town, right? There's a lot of stuff that I want to do in Spruce Town still, even though we haven't done really anything major here in like 2 years. I do want to build some stuff, and this is the first thing that I had in mind for quite a bit of while. I don't think I need to explain what this does. It's very simple, just at the first glance, I believe. But just in case you don't know, one villager, two villager, right? Villagers need food to make babies. So that's why we over here have a sort of wall channel with a farmland and a composter. So one of those two villagers is gonna make food for the other, and together they can make babies, and the babies will come over here and come out this way. Now, we're not actually doing this for a villager trading hall. No. We already have a basic one. We don't really need another one. I don't really feel like making a bigger one. What I really want to have for Spruce Town is I'm gonna try and push a little bit of life into it just by having some villagers randomly rolling about, you know, doing their business. They can do whatever they want, just move randomly over the island. We'll see how long they survive, if we can even manage to build this thing. I'm not very good at making villager stuff, because I'm not really experienced in it. I usually avoid it. I even have a book here, which I decided to ignore. That reminds me not to work with villagers, but alas, here we are, right? So let's try and do this. If you guys remember, which you probably don't, because this was about episode 40 when we did this, but we do have a secret stash of villagers down here in the underground. I'm gonna increase the ceiling height of this because it's painful to go through. Indeed, there they are. These are the villagers that we used for our iron farm, which you can see over here. So this is where these guys are. I need two of you. And only two of you. Don't you guys dare walk out when I break this block. I really just want two. So here we go. Oh, they actually shouldn't be able to jump out because there's a rail block there. So they're gonna have like some trouble pathfinding. Although that kind of means that I could take out... Oh, never mind, here they come. Okay, two of you. Awesome, great. Just keeping on. I can place a block here. Oh no! Here it comes! Okay, luring him with a workplace station seems to be doing the trick. This is what I'm gonna do and repeat until he is where I want him to be, and then I'm gonna get the other one. Oh, he's so gonna become a fisherman with those barrels. Oh, he's so gonna become a fisherman with those barrels. Stay away, don't do it. Oh, I had junk in there. Oh no, and now he tries going in, and he can't. This is why I don't do it, guys. It's insane. He can just walk around and get stuck on every single annoying thing that you can find. Perfect. Oh no, oh god! Containment breach! Containment breach! I hate you. And just a tiny push, tiny push. There you go. Done and dusted. Now I'm gonna seal these guys in. I think carrots are the best food for them, mainly because there's no like poisonous potatoes, which I don't know if they can pick up, or seeds which could fill up their inventory. So I think carrots are the safest? Question mark? I don't actually know. But I'm gonna build up the ceiling a little bit. I'm going to seal them in so that nothing can spawn here and nothing can happen to them. Hopefully. Knowing villagers, something is still gonna happen. Like, let's be honest here. And save. Okay, very good. And I know we don't need to have like two separate beds for them, because they would technically, this should technically be enough for them to start working. But we're not monsters, right? We're gonna try and keep this here. If it works with this, it's great, and they get some extra beds, extra luxury. If they don't behave, and it stops working because of the two bonus beds, you know what happens next, right? Okay, the crops are in. These two guys seem to have a little bit of a conversation happening as to where they are now located. Way better than your last spot, right, guys? I believe so, at least. I hope. I mean, you have your own master bedroom. That's pretty cool. Now, as far as what it's gonna be, I don't really have any idea. Probably just some simple family house, although I do wanna bring one thing to attention, that is that this is the spot where we used to have our very first pumpkin and melon farm over here. So maybe we could kind of bring that back a little bit to this, just visually, not actually functionally. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Everybody stay calm. Please work. Please make little baby don't do the angry clouds above your head that you're infamous for. There he is! Amazing! Look at this little dude. Oh my goodness. I did remove these two beds, although I don't actually think they are causing any problems. I think the problem is that this just takes way too long. Which, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really mind. Where did he go, by the way? Did he already leave his home? Is he already out adventuring? Yeah, there he is, little guy. I did throw a bunch of stacks of bread at him so they actually start working. And yeah, I don't know, seems to do the trick. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out the exterior design for this building right now, which I don't really know what I want to do with, but you know, something similar to the likes of these, probably, most likely, of course. And here's the thing, right? The villagers, they're not really gonna survive long without protection, just walking about out there. So what we probably should do... Well, first of all, we should probably rebuild this somewhere sometime soon, because this is a kind of random place, like in the middle of nowhere. Right next to this thing, we have this pumpkin carver, but yeah, getting a few of these is a good idea. Some carved pumpkins, very good, very good. And we're gonna build just a handful of iron golems down here, and they will hopefully protect all of the villagers once they actually, you know, start spawning in at a decent pace. That is genuinely the first time I've actually done that in the series. Look at that. And I wonder, is this something you can do? Oh, it is. Cool. Right. That I didn't think about. No, my zombie friend! Okay. He's been there for a while. I guess I can finally clean this up though. Okay, I think this is coming along quite nicely. I am trying to, you know, copy this style as much as I possibly can. Thing is, I just really don't build that way anymore. So I'm kind of just, you know, trying to add a little bit more of my modern stuff onto it, and it's looking like something. Sure, it's a building. I mean, if you look at it from a distance. Oh yeah, by the way, the iron golems are having so much fun jumping around the jump pads all over the place. But hey, from a distance, it fits, and that is basically all that I need. As far as the other side goes, for the time being, I'm gonna try to figure that out in just a few minutes, because right now we have a big ol' flat space and a hill that just ends here, so I'm gonna fix that as well. This hillside needs to be, like, needed to be done for 2 years at this point anyway, so might as well bite down and finish it, right? Anyway, we are getting villagers from this thing actually. And I think I saw one wandering about around here, and I might have spawned a little too many iron golems, but yeah, you can see one guy over here. I saw a fisherman wandering about here as well. Yeah, so villagers are spawning in. Sadly, sometimes they just go here and they just swim. Oh, that's a skeleton, not a villager, thank goodness. Yeah, so I'm hoping they will start making their way more towards this bottom area. This is where I actually want to have them, right? Maybe even enter the buildings here and hang out in them. We do have a bunch of beds, like, up here, so it would be cool. Oh, I should probably break that. It would be cool to have, like, villagers inside of here, actually using the beds and the barrels and, you know, becoming fishermen. So we actually have a functioning fishing hut in town. Or, you know, stuff like this can happen as well, I guess. Man, I just wanted to use boats as decoration, and now this is happening. And as far as the interior of the building goes, I had quite a good idea. As I mentioned before, we do have the old pumpkin making machine right here, which I still have a very fond memory of building and all that. But how about we do this? We're gonna take this out, we're gonna completely strip this away, and I'm gonna try and make a little bit of a better design inside of the buildings. That way the memory of the old pumpkin farm lives on, and we're gonna have a nice, even cooler carver for our pumpkins somewhere around here. I do need probably to build up a little bit of a extension to this part anyway, so might as well put a farm into there. And yeah, hopefully that's gonna work out nicely. I don't really have an idea for a new design, I just want to try and figure out something more convenient to use. I have done it! I have figured it out. We have a brand new pumpkin carver design right here. Concept very simple. I mean, this is almost redstone, as if I show you how this works. This pumpkin does not need to be here. I can't believe I had to make such a big thing for the last one, if we can even see it from here. Like, there's so much redstone that I put into that. Like, let me review it. Let me see what's happening here. We have a detector which powers the node block, which powers... This is unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Why is it so unnecessary? We have a way simpler way of doing it, and it's way more convenient for everyone involved, even the game. It should produce less lag because there's less pistons happening. Let me show it to you guys. If you want to copy it, if you want to automatically carve pumpkins, you just need a active repeater. This is where you put your pumpkin. There's a hopper underneath that for the actual pumpkins. And then just a piece of redstone here, repeater, 3 ticks, and another piece of redstone there with the block here, and you are golden. Nothing else required. All you do is you take your pumpkins, take your shears, which you put here, and you kind of want to position yourself around here somewhere, let's say, and hold right click. Sure, it's maybe not as fast as the last one, but I at least don't have to spam click. Way more convenient to do it this way. And yeah, it's 100% of the time it's gonna give you the carved pumpkin into the hopper, and all of the seeds are gonna go into your inventory, and we're gonna build a tiny little thing. For this, we're gonna have chests in this spot. There's one of the iron golems down there. Chest in this spot, then we're gonna have hoppers like this, composter like this, and then we need to have hoppers on top, otherwise it doesn't work, and 2 more chests like this. I'm of course going to cover this up so it is nice and pretty. There we go. And now we just put all of the pumpkin seeds here and we get bone meal. And here is our end result, and I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out pretty decent. Fits the builds around, which is the most important thing. So let me show you around. We have the chimney, copied that one because that one turned out great, so I just did it again. And we have a little, well, we had a little pumpkin field. These guys jumping around kind of destroyed it. Starting to regret the whole villager thing. Anyway, this is how the interior looks. We have some carpets and an ender chest. This is the composter. This is the carver. This is how it looks inside. And then coming around, this is how the build looks from here. And not that much detail on this part. We can build in the future maybe like a pathway in this spot that leads all the way around to this area. Whenever we build something there, we can do that. There is a little upward staircase if you wanna check on these villagers who are... Ooh, maybe I walked in at the appropriate time. I'm just gonna walk out of there. We have this little bit of a building here, kind of trying to make it look like the cliff face is supporting it with some rocks kind of climbing out of the ground. I think that's pretty okay. Not a lot of detail here, I will say, not a lot at all, but we're not really gonna be able to see it from this side anyway. We will mostly see it from this profile and also that one. But yeah, this is a pretty cool shot here, right? I'm pretty happy with that, with the sun coming down as well. As far as the cliff face goes, this is how it looks. It's very similar to the cliff face we have over there. Maybe I'll build some supporting structures over there as well in the future. But for the time being, it's just a simple little cliff face, nothing too fancy at all. But yeah, I'm happy with Alfred's build today. I think it turned out good. I think it's great. I think it's basically everything I wanted it to be. Okay, I think that's enough spruce towning for one episode. We're gonna move on here, and we are actually out in front of the potion brewer now, right next to the compendium project. I'm gonna try and build something that I haven't built before. Hopefully this goes well. I really wanna try and build an automatic moss farm, which could also in turn produce us a little bit of bone meal. We are really struggling for bone meal as of late in our world, and I'm hoping building something like this could help a little bit, potentially. Now, I don't actually know how to build a moss farm. I'm gonna try and figure it out. I've seen a few, which is what I'm referencing. I'm not referencing them directly though, I'm kinda just going off of memory, and I'm gonna see what comes out of my head in trying to build this. The concept is gonna be very simple. We're gonna have a platform in the middle, and these are all gonna be generating stone, and the stone is gonna move towards the middle, and there's gonna be a moss block above that platform, which is going to turn it into moss, and then it's gonna get harvested by the pistons pushing further, because when you push moss, I didn't bring any so I can showcase this, but if you would push moss like this, it would actually break instead of getting pushed by the piston, so that's how it's gonna get harvested. And there's gonna be probably water harvesting the moss carpet, that kind of stuff. Look, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna hook this all up to redstone, see what happens, do a little bit of testing, and hopefully it's not gonna be too difficult. Okay, last lava bucket in. Now we're gonna give it a tester. Hopefully nothing breaks horribly. What we're trying to do here is we want pure stone to be created and pushed towards the center there. We do have furnaces behind all of the pistons, so... Okay, now that I'm looking at this, if this piston pushes too far, there's a chance that, yeah, that this gets pushed, so maybe I put a furnace here. So this is what we want to do, right? We want to take a dispenser, put it here. This is gonna feed bone meal into the moss block. The thing is that the moss can actually get a moss carpet or a bush made above it, and if that spawns there, then it stops working. So we also need to take a piston, and we will need to try and break whatever is at the top of this thing whenever we use it. Okay, this looks like it should work, maybe, hopefully. Let's give it a test, shall we? And we're gonna put a little bit of bone meal in here. See what happens. Okay, the piston was too quick, that's the problem. And now, when the pistons push, there we go, the moss is being broken. Very cool, very cool. And it seems like all of it got broken as well, so this machine works perfectly fine. The problem, of course, is with carpets, they don't get broken when the blocks move. So we need to get like a water stream every once in a while in here, which like pushes all of the carpets off of here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to solve that, I don't think though. The only problem is this thing. What I think we need is we need a... Whoops, didn't mean to do that. We need some kind of just repeater that slows down the piston ever so slightly. And if you're wondering why I specifically put this contraption into a hole instead of having it out in the open, and I wanted to kind of just have a glass hole in the ground you can like walk above it and see what's happening. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think I put it up too high. There's probably gonna have to be like... If I want to do that, I'm probably gonna have to terraform a little bit of a hill for that to be reality. Which, you know, it's not the worst, but here we are. How do I want to do this? How do I want to power this piston? Okay, yeah, that seems to be on point. Awesome, and the carpet got broken off instantly as well, which is awesome to see. Very cool. I'm realizing as well, like, this being powered and then unpowered isn't really that great for the whole machine. Maybe having an observer with a repeater could do a much better job for us. So let's give that a test. Should make the machine basically work at double speed. Because currently it stays on, and I don't think we really want that to happen. I don't think we want it staying on for extended periods of time. Kinda need for it to go on and then quickly off. So this is what I'm trying to do here. Get an observer. Okay. Is that okay? With just a simple observer, does that actually like fix everything? I think it does. Okay, I wanted to put a repeater here, but no need. This is actually great. Let's see if something like this works. Let's see where the water actually ends up with that dispenser over there. Small test run. That's pretty good. That's almost what I wanted to do. But not quite yet. Like, okay, it's going over here, which is awesome. And it's going over... I need to go over here as well, maybe. Okay, I gotta give it to it. The collection system is actually quite difficult to figure out. I don't know how to do it. Here's the thing, right? Having water streams coming in from multiple directions, I'm trying to direct the items. They always end up like somewhere here, and they get stuck, and I can't really move them around. So what I'm thinking is the probably best way to do this is have a hopper minecart running below this whole thing. It's a little loud and a little lag unfriendly, but it might be our best choice. Alright, here we go. This is the test run. The minecart is going. I stopped it because I'm in the way. My bad. Let me get over here. If I put 32 bones here, it should pick them up, as it's gonna pick up items anyway as it goes around. It stops to unload. Very good, and it should go the second it is empty. Yes. Indeed! Okay, awesome. I managed to squeeze the unloader in such a space where it doesn't interfere with the pistons, which are right above us. We do still need to keep the dispensers though, as they are clearing the moss, so I'm gonna keep it there. There are a few issues still. I wanted to try it out, but I put all of my bones into into the chest below. Where is it? Oh boy. Alright friends, I think we've got it figured out. I think everything is working as intended. Looking at the blocks here, they should be disappearing. Hopefully. I don't see them disappearing. I think the single minecart hopper might be slow. Too slow for the whole thing, so maybe slowing it down would be a good idea. Like, I don't need that much moss anyway. I don't really need it to be ultra fast. So maybe putting a few extra blocks in could be a good idea. Like, let's get... what? Oh, I don't want the to go in. Let's do 15. Okay, that's a lot. That's way slower than before. Of course, I'm gonna fine-tune the speed off camera. But I did a little bit of an add-on here. There is a monostable circuit here. I think they're called anyway. What this does basically is it means that this activates only every second time the hopper clock runs. So you can see that it didn't run this way. This is for the reason that the bone meal is getting wasted when it can't do anything with the water, right? So when there's water, it can't really grow any moss there, so it only activates when the water is not over there, is the idea. And it seems to be working just fine. A few blocks are getting into the corners, it seems, and not being picked up. If I put a block here and a block here, honestly that should fix it, because it should get picked up on one of these two blocks without issue. And there isn't really any moss growing on these corners anyway, so I think overall, I think that's worth it. And yeah, our farm is done. Now we only need a way for our items to be able to be accessed, because right now they're stuck underground and getting to them is really painful. So what we probably want to do is we want to have a set of double chests. And I always forget to bring like double chests and stuff when I talk about this stuff. I wanted to build it on camera, now I have to craft it and it wastes time. Ah, dang it. Okay, here we go. Double chests. Here we go. And we're probably gonna have like a tiny little storage system right around over here. And we're gonna get an elevator to bring up the items and drop them down here. I will say, doing close quarters redstone like this, like in a super cramped space, not the most fun, not the most fun experience. I have to say, I've done more fun things in my life. Oh, how do I wanna take this redstone to the dropper? Any block I break here ruins the whole thing. Oh, I ruined it. Okay, friends, the episode is getting a little long now, so I think I'm gonna trim the fat and I'm gonna quickly explain everything we're doing here, just for the sake of brevity. So, just a quick overview of the redstone so you guys know how this works, and in case you want to copy this and build it in your world, this is how it looks. You can stop the video here anyway. I don't know why you would want that, like, at all. Just look at, like, Ethos or Izuma's design, it's probably way better. But it's actually really simple, like, the whole concept is surprisingly simple to grasp, which I really like about this machine. It is literally just a hopper clock, which controls 4 things of piston rows, and that breaks all of the moss. Then we have a little circuit here which actually spawns the moss, and then we have a collection system, and that is literally it. Super simple to grasp, super simple to come up with and do, so I'm very happy with that. We do have, like, the chest that we have down there. I don't know how I would show you this, like, I don't know how to go down there. I guess I could... No, I can't go down here. Maybe here? I kind of want to show you guys just so you know what we're dealing with. But down here where the minecart is, you can hear it there. This is all dropping items into the auto dropper, which is then spewing out into my inventory. Of course, there's just a little bit of a backup in the system because of the constraints in terms of space. And other than that, it's pretty good, let me cover this up so we can go back outside. Take the signs, and a 1 and a 2. Very good, let's go out. Hey, I will say I was a little scared going into this build. I didn't know how difficult it would be to come up with a moss farm design and that kind of stuff, but honestly, it turned out to be quite simple. Of course, we have the storage system over here, as you can see. This is where all of the stuff gets stored. This has been running for like 5 minutes, by the way. So I am happy, very happy. Anything we don't want, we can just take out, like the moss carpets, I don't really care about, nor the wheat seeds. We can place them over here, and this is the same thing that we built by the pumpkin carver, right? Just transform stuff into bone meal, very simple. If you want more bone meal to run the machine, I believe, now I don't know if this is actually true, but I believe if we compost all of the moss we get from this machine, I think it is a net positive. So basically we can create free bone meal if we choose to. Like, I could even hook up a hopper to these chests and then transfer all of those items directly into the dropper, like convert them to bone meal and put them into there, and this would be an infinite cycle of ever increasing amounts of bone meal, I think. I'd like to believe, at least. And now we can move on to the final part of our redstone project, and the one that is probably my favorite. That is decorating it and making it a part of our world. And the way we're gonna do this for this one is gonna be challenging, I will say. I have never done anything like this. Originally, I did want to just build a fountain and have it just, you know, just a rock pillar for stream of water go into here and done and dusted, but I think instead we're gonna build a statue of some kind. I did look up reference, I did look up Google images, seen what people have done. Just by the by, look at this, you can actually see into the farm from here, which I really like. Look at that. I think the farm is still too quick for the single minecart hopper, which is slightly sad, but alas, here we are. So I'm inspired by a design by a folk named Corterzino. I think he made a YouTube video about making this type of statue. I kinda just looked at the Google images result and I'm going off of that. Sorry. But yeah, we're gonna try and do a little bit of a guy who is holding a sword in one of his hands, and then he's also crouching. So these are like his knees. These chiseled ones, which reminds me that I should probably replace this, because the knee is gonna be around here somewhere. I think this is one of those builds where explaining it doesn't really give it justice until it is actually done, so I'm probably just gonna build it, see what happens, see if it looks, do any changes if I don't like it, and yeah, we'll decide if that is a stayer or not, depending on the final result. Well, what you think, sir? You think this is a passable thing? Passable little statue for our build? I'm gonna take that as a no, therefore, that sentence. There you go. Oh, I'm under attack. But yeah, what you guys think? Like, take a peep at this. Again, it's not really a design by me. I followed Cortezanos. Is that how you pronounce his name? Cortezarino's. There we go. Cortezarino's design mostly. I did do a few alterations. Just some stuff that I preferred, some block choices I preferred, but it's mostly his thing. It's a pretty cool statue, right? It's a pretty cool freaking statue. There's a light source right there, here behind the moss carpet, which is lighting it up during the dark, which I think looks pretty dang cool. If you're walking around through the forest during the night, which feels very cozy, by the way, this is how it looks as you pass by. I think that's pretty neat. Also from this angle. This angle is probably the best angle, right? Like, look at this. Let me take a screenshot of that. Also, flying around from a distance, this is how it looks within the forest. And honestly, this gives a very nice feeling to the forest. It's almost like it's some kind of overgrown ruins. Maybe that could be the style for the builds in here, because I'm trying to figure that out for a while now. I never could figure out what I want to do with this forest, what kind of design I want to do with it, like for the buildings within it. I always strive to have kind of a cohesive feeling to all of the builds within a small area, and you know what, like abandoned ruins could be a pretty dang cool build theme for the forest going forward. Like, you know, we already have a bit of Spruce Town over there, and that's kind of its own thing, and I might rebuild the wool farm, which is over there, so yeah, maybe that's something that we could work on in the following future episodes. I would not mind that at all, but I'm stretching this episode quite long, so I think it's time to end it off here. Feels good to be recording again, I will say. Feels good to be recording Let's Play episodes again. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.